Hello, and welcome to this effective letting presentation on rent arrears. I'm Rebecca Jones, and I'll be talking to you about the impact of arrears and the measures you can take to minimise the risk of experiencing non-payment, and what you should do if rent arrears become an issue. Let's first consider how big an issue rent arrears can be. According to the latest research from the NLA, 37% of landlords have experienced rent arrears in the last 12 months. And with the average arrears standing at over £1,500 per tenant, arrears are a big deal. Without this money, many landlords will struggle to meet their mortgage payments. Unlike any other type of service provider, landlords are unable to immediately terminate a contract with their tenant in the event of non-payment. To protect the tenant, only a court can end a tenancy agreement on the basis of non-payment. So how can you build a buffer into your business plan to protect against rent arrears? Well, we suggest that you plan to receive 10 months' rent out of every 12 in your budget. This allows you to cover the majority of unexpected costs. It's all very well building a buffer into your budget, but prevention is better than cure. Prevention starts before you even grant a tenancy. It's essential that you vet a potential tenant to check they are in a position to meet their rental payments and have a good track record with previous landlords. It's possible to do this yourself by requesting proof of income, an employer's reference, and a previous landlord's reference. Alternatively, you could employ a professional tenant checking service to carry out your checks. There are a variety of services on the market. The NLA offers a basic tenant check and a more detailed service, available at 15% discount to NLA members. Once you've found a suitable tenant via the vetting process, you should think about insurance cover. Landlord insurance offers additional cover to your average home insurance policy. It covers risks such as public liability and accidental damage. And rent guarantee insurance provides protection in the event that the tenant doesn't pay the rent. The NLA offers such policies, NLA Rent Protect and NLA Property Insurance, at a 15% discount for full NLA members. Next, when you're drawing up the tenancy agreement, perhaps consider a guarantor. This is a good idea if you're uncertain about the tenant's ability to meet their rental payments, likely to be the case with tenant groups including students and those who have poor credit scores. A guarantor can be a friend or relative of the tenant who agrees to meet the rental payments if the tenant fails to do so. Ideally, the guarantor should be a UK-based homeowner, and you'd be wise to carry out background checks on the proposed guarantor before providing the guarantor agreement. When you're happy, be sure to issue a guarantor agreement, available to download from the NLA website, allowing plenty of time for the guarantor to read and understand what is required of them. Once you've made efforts to try to prevent arrears, you'll still need to keep a lookout for signs. After all, everyone's circumstances can change. Try to keep in regular contact with your tenants so that they have the opportunity to tell you about any changes or loss of income. This allows you to discuss their future housing plans. Also, be sure to monitor receipt of rent so that you can act quickly if payment is not received. In the event that you notice a missed payment, swiftly make a polite inquiry. There may be a genuine banking error. This can easily be resolved, and it allows you to mention the importance of timely payment. For more serious issues, arrange to meet up with the tenant to chat through the problem as soon as possible. For problems that seem long-term, discuss support options available to your tenant, and consider a reduced rent or short-term repayment plan. If these options are not going to help resolve the issue, you may want to discuss whether the tenant would like to end the tenancy early. This may be an appealing option for some tenants, but remember, landlords cannot simply end tenancies due to rent arrears without a court order, unless the tenant wishes to surrender the tenancy. Have you experienced instances of rent arrears with previous or current tenants? What did you do? Tell us on the NLA's online forum, on Facebook or over Twitter. If you're coming to one of our branch meetings, please share your experience with other landlords at the meeting. For more information on this topic, visit our Effective Letting webpage and download our arrears guides for landlords and tenants. To speak to the membership team or advice line, here are the numbers. Thanks for listening.